HBL PSL table, all is not lost for Peshawar Zalmi.
This is an amazing effort from the youngster.
They enjoyed a fantastic victory over then leaders Islamabad United last time out.
He doesn't make a mistake this time.
Oh, not jittery there, is he? He is bossing this game now.
Oh, that's beautifully played. That's fabulously played.
A repeat of that performance will keep them in the hunt for a playoff place with 2 games to go.
Maz Sadakat has a maiden 50 in the HBL PSL.
There is no such optimism for Multan Sultans though. Just one victory this season means that they are already eliminated.
Oh, ball in.
It's just to change it up now and again.
There's sound. There's a sound. Surely there is. And that surely is the end of Sultans for this season.
They can still have a big say on the final standings though. So who will take the points today? Will it be a morale-boosting win for Multan, or can Peshawar push for the playoffs? Yes, who indeed? A match that has plenty of ramifications in terms of the playoffs coming your way imminently. The Multan Sultans are finally back at home against Peshawar Zalmi in match number 25 of the HBL Pakistan Super League. What a pleasure to have your company with us here this evening, back in Multan, the city of saints. It's a beautiful evening here, hot day which has cooled off brilliantly, and a really important match if Peshawar Zalmi are to try and contend for a playoffs position. Walking us through all the action though, I've got Basit Khan and Lisa Stalaker alongside me. At least in terms of the Multan Sultans though, first and foremost, what have they got to play for this evening?
Well, I guess a lot of people talk about pride, but I would say it goes down to contracts. Who's going to get their contract next year? So make sure you put your best foot forward. And I also think it's an opportunity to be the party poopers. They can, if they can have a victory against Zalmi, then it makes it a little bit harder for them to potentially qualify.
Yeah, hell hath no fury, like a team with nothing to lose, Buzzard, which is Peshawar Zalmi. They have their destiny in their own hands tonight. They need to win to ensure that playoffs are still a possibility.
Absolutely, business end of the tournament, and they're in the mix. They don't want to lose and then be looking at other people to do them a favor. The beauty of the HBL PSL, you build up matches, but here's a game where 2 really good mates are battling against each other. One will try and knock the other team off by winning it, and the other one will sort of have bragging rights. So Rizwan and Babar, both captains, both played together, both have a great friendship, but once it comes to the HBL PSL, this is what we're looking for.
Yeah, no friends on the pitch tonight, but confirming what Basit was just saying rightly about those standings, we do see Peshawar Zalmi in 5th and Multan on 6th, Lisa, but there's still plenty of possibilities for Zalmi to make it into the top 4.
Yeah, even if they were to lose tonight's match, then they pretty much want to beat Lahore Qalandars and obviously win their other game. The good thing for them is they've got 7 games compared to everyone else. So they've got 1 match up still to play for. So not all is lost tonight, but certainly you want to get on the winning momentum.
Absolutely, and we are back in Multan, the city of saints, for the first time in almost 2 weeks' time. So almost unfamiliar conditions for all involved. We've all been out there and had a little look at the wicket, but I mean, pondering what both of the captains may do at the toss. There's no need to wait any longer because it sounds like Ramiz Raja is standing out in the middle alongside the 2 captains. Looking forward to seeing what happens with this one. I think it's high time we get out there now though for that all-important toss.
Two heavyweights of Pakistan cricket are present here for the toss, for the exchange on coin toss. Rizwan has the coin. Let me introduce the mascot first. Inamur Rahman is here with us. He's an all-round cricketer. He feels that this is going to be a batting surface, Inam. Is that right? Okay. Babar Azam is the other captain that we have. Ali Naqvi is going to supervise the toss. Rizwan, you're going to flip the coin. It hits the camera. It comes down. And tails it is.
बैटिंग करेंगे
बड़ा टेक्निकल किस्म की आपने कॉइन टॉस किया
बिल्कुल सामने
ये लग रही अच्छी पिच है
हाँ बिल्कुल मुझे अच्छी लग रही है बस इसी को देखते हुए हम बैटिंग करने जा रहे हैं
कितना मुश्किल है रिजवान टीम को इस मैच या ऐसे मैच के लिए तैयार करना?
बिल्कुल रमेश भाई, मुश्किल होता है क्योंकि आप टूर्नामेंट से जब बाहर होते हैं तो एक तो अच्छी बात ये भी कि प्रेशर कम हो जाता है, मगर बहरहाल वो प्रेशर इसका अपने नाम भी रहता है, इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स हमारे पास, ओवरसीज प्लेयर है, तो इस चीज़ का वो एक प्रेशर रहता है। और इस मैच को इसी तरह मोटिवेट किया लड़कों को कि हम क्लब भी क्रिकेट भी खेलते हैं, ये भी खेलते हैं, इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट भी खेलते हैं। इसका हरगिज़ ये मतलब नहीं कि टूर्नामेंट से बाहर हो गए मगर इस मैच में ईजी आए।
अच्छा, आपके 2 स्टैट्स अभी मैंने देखे हैं। रोटेशन ऑफ स्ट्राइक में आप बेहतरीन टीम है HBL PSL की, मगर चौके छक्के मारने के हिसाब से ऑलमोस्ट बॉटम की टीम है। सो आई थिंक इस पिच के ऊपर चौके छक्के मारने पड़ेंगे रिजवान।
मुझे बेसिकली ऐसे ही लग रहा है, मगर अगर आप हमारी पूरी अगर इस PSL में देख भी लेना कि हमारी टीम जो है 100 पे आउट हो रही है या 200, 180, 90 कर रहे हैं, तो कहीं कहीं ना कहीं पे वो मोमेंटम हमसे टूटा जा रहा है, जिसकी वजह से कभी बाउंड्री की जरूरत होती है तो बाउंड्री निकल ही रहे, और जहाँ रोटेशन की जरूरत होती है तो रोटेशन नहीं हो पा रही, जिसकी वजह से हमारा रिजल्ट भी ये आ रहा है कि हम बॉटम है इस टाइम।
चलें, कुछ टीम चेंजेस हैं?
हाँ, चेंजेस हैं। मैं, विली और यासर, ओबेद ये खेल रहे पुराने मैच से, बाकी सब चेंज है।
मुबारक हो आपको।
थैंक यू, गुड लक।
बाबर, आपके पास चांसेस हैं, अभी आपके मैचेस बचे हुए हैं, मगर जीतना भी जरूरी है। क्या ख्याल है इस पिच को सामने रखते हुए? बॉलिंग जो है आपकी अंडर प्रेशर रही है इस HBL PSL में, क्या लाइंस, क्या लेंग्स, कितने स्कोर पे रोकना पड़ेगा?
हाँ, देखिए रमेश भाई, पिच डिफरेंट है, वेन्यू डिफरेंट है, यू नो, लाहौर से आप इधर आए हैं, पिच काफ़ी अच्छी लग रही है, और इसमें आपको एक कॉमन चीज़ ये है कि आपको प्लान को एग्जीक्यूट करना पड़ेगा। जैसे भी पिच हो, जब आप प्लान को एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं तो मेरे ख्याल से आपको सक्सेस ज़्यादा मिलती है, और आपको पहले 6 ओवर जो है वो अच्छी बॉलिंग करनी पड़ेगी, अर्ली ऑन विकेट लेनी पड़ेगी, तो प्रेशर फिर दूसरी टीम पे आता है।
अपनी परफॉर्मेंस के बारे में बाबर, क्या आपका ओपिनियन है? किस तरह की क्रिकेट आप खेल रहे हैं इस लेवल के ऊपर, और क्या और अच्छा करना, या ये आप समझते हैं कि बिल्कुल ठीक जा रहे हैं आप?
यार रमेश भाई, डिपेंड ऑन सिचुएशन के हिसाब से खेल रहा हूँ मैं, और जो टीम के रिक्वायर्ड है। देखें, कभी कभार आपको कभी थोड़ा सा फंस के खेलना पड़ता है, जिसमें पिछले मैच में हमेशा ऐसी सिचुएशन पे जो बारी आती है या सिचुएशन पे खड़ा होता हूँ कि जहाँ पे टीम को ज़रूरत होती है और पार्टनरशिप की ज़रूरत होती है, उसमें देखें अर्ली ऑन हमारी विकेटें गिर रही हैं, तो मेरा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि जो आने वाला बैट्समैन है उस पर पार्टनरशिप बिल्ड करें। जब पार्टनरशिप बिल्ड करते हैं उसके बाद आप फिर सिचुएशन के हिसाब से जो रिक्वायर्ड होता है उस हिसाब से खेल रहे हैं। इंप्रूवमेंट की ज़रूरत हर टाइम रहती है, किसी भी स्टेज पे हो, कुछ भी कर लें या आप परफॉर्म करें या ना करें, हर दिन आप सीखते हैं।
कोई टीम चेंजेस हैं?
एक चेंजेस है, अली रजा आया मोहम्मद डेजी की जगह।
बेस्ट ऑफ लक।
थैंक यू।
So news from the center out here is that Multan Sultans have won the toss and decided to bat.
So Multan Sultans deciding they want scoreboard pressure tonight, Bapi Khan.
And they've rung the changes. They've got all their squad in. Shahid Aziz comes in, medium pacer, all-rounder. But the one to look out for is probably Faisal Akram, left arm wrist spinner. He's already represented Pakistan in ODIs. And he's a local boy, so a lot of people will come and watch him. He's exciting because he'll give you something different. So good from Multan Sultans, making sure that all their squad gets a game, and also, like Lisa pointed out, opportunity to just put your name out there for next year. Make sure you finish on a good note.
And for Peshawar Zalmi, great to see that Ali Raza is back. He has certainly enjoyed the HBL PSL, and he's well supported there by Azari Joseph, who likes to bowl those bounces and pick up plenty of wickets. Really, the questions will be at the top of the order. Can they fire? Can Saim Ayub actually bring back his performance like he did in the first game? They've got some good talent within the middle order, but they'll really want their top order to be able to chase down whatever they can keep them to.
Well, it's Bubba versus Brisbane tonight, but just how do these two sides stack up in terms of head-to-head? There certainly is a really important clash there, but in the last 10 matches, well, it's been all the Multan Sultans' way, just slightly buzzard.
Yeah, Multan Sultans last few years have been the side to beat, and they've been very consistent. The one thing is that normally Multan Sultans in Multan play so well, and you get a number of games which are played at their home ground, and they know the angles there, they know how to play. Obviously this hasn't been a great season for them, but normally when you're facing Multan in Multan, they're very formidable.
All right, that was our head-to-head. Short break here in the pitchside studio, but still plenty more to come, unpacking all the action we have to look forward to here when the Sultans take on Peshawar Zalmi. Stick with us. Welcome back to the pitchside studio. Just saw the Multan Sultans win the toss, elect to bat first. Brand new conditions. We haven't been here for 12 days, so wondering what the curators cooked up for tonight. We sent out Mike Hazeman and Mark Butcher into the middle to suss it out for us.
Really pleasant conditions right now, 31 degrees Celsius, so that's ideal for the players. There's not too much of a breeze. I just wonder if we might get a little bit of dew later as well, because there's not too much of a breeze, so that might be a bit of a factor. But what I want to just have a look at is the dimensions of this ground. I'm just going to tell you what's happening. If I'm a batsman standing in the middle, and this pitch is basically right in the centre of this ground, 65 both sides actually, so it's a nice, good-sized ground. That's metres, and 75 down the ground from either side. So I think it's a good-sized ground, but it's going to be a ground size where the stroke players are going to like it. Now, speaking about that, there was a game played here on April 22nd. It was match number 12. 423 runs were scored, 226 in that first dig. And a quick look at those run scorers in that game, it was all the stroke players. All the stroke players played well, and they really enjoyed the ball coming onto the bat. And that's a far cry from what we had in the games that were played at the start of edition 9 last year. The first games played here. It was stopping a little bit from time to time and a little bit too pace. So I think this track's going to be okay, but I've got Mark Butcher alongside me. Bush, initially, what are your thoughts just looking at the surface?
Hazy, it's been, what, almost 2 weeks since we've seen a game here, so the groundsman's had plenty of time to get on this thing. One thing that I think, looking at it closely, is that we have one or two sort of tiny little surface cracks here, not very much grass in it whatsoever. And for me, that means that there isn't going to be a great deal of pace in it, and the ball might well grip if the bowlers decide to take a little bit of pace off. Bowling cutters, the spinners will also come into it. I actually think that it's pretty decent surface. It feels and looks pretty flat. However, I'm not sure if 226 is going to be on the cards again tonight. I think maybe if you can recalibrate your thinking down to about 170, 175, you might be very much in the game. For me, the bowlers are the smartest, taking pace off, bowling very, very tight to the stumps will be the successful ones here. And the batters, as Hazy says, classical style always works for me.
Pace off, and that's what Mark Butcher seems to think is the recipe there, Baz. But I saw you loiter around the back of that pitch report for the majority of that. Would you agree with what the boys assessed?
I was trying to listen in, but I couldn't get any of it. But yeah, I think pace off is the way to go, but also maybe just a pitch where you just give yourself a little bit of time. I know Lisa is dead against that, but you give yourself a little bit, maybe 2-3 deliveries to get in.
2-3.
So, okay, yeah. 2-3 deliveries to get in, and then try and get rid. I think Multan Sultans therefore want runs on the board. That what the bowling's been the problem. So maybe this is the game where everything flows, but yeah, give yourself a little bit of time up front.
Have a look, but only for a couple of balls. I'll tell you what, have a little look at the points table leading into this as well, as to how things have been going once again. Just reminding us, Lise, we know it's 5v6, but Peshawar Zalmi, they're going to want to get a big comprehensive win on the board to try and get that run rate back in the positive as well. Yeah,
net run rate, if you're Multan Sultans fans, don't look at their net run rate. Peshawar Zalmi will be hoping for a big victory, and what we know is that these games come thick and fast now, especially for Zalmi, so it's about that winning momentum. Can you win here at a ground that Multan Sultans have predominantly dominated over the last few years? I know they're down and out at the moment, but you never know, they may lift given the home crowd advantage.
Yeah, they're certainly going to have that starting to fill up here in the stadium nicely, Baz. But I want to talk about Peshawar Zalmi for a second, because a new superstar was born in the last match they won against United, their last time out. Maz Sadakat, 19-year-old from KPK. What can you tell us about him and just how brilliant this performance was?
Yeah, it was quite a mature performance. Yes, he took the bowling on, but he always knew that the partnership with Babur will make a difference. And he's the type of player you could bank on in the middle order. He sort of learnt his art a little bit in first-class cricket, so he has that behind him with the experience of playing with likes of Fakhar Zaman especially. So he knows in a partnership especially, we saw that with Babar that he was able to take the game on, but also once he felt that yes, Babar is also striking well, he could turn the strike over. So he had that good mix in that, and I think for him to bat in a situation where he's got someone at the other end who he knows that he can trust, I think that's a big positive for him.
Yes, destiny in their own hands. Let's take a little look at our expert predictions though, just before I let these guys up to the comm box. A very important game for Peshawar Zalmi today. Lisa, do they have what it takes against the Multan Sultans?
Yes, I do think so. I have a feeling Multan Sultans, with the amount of changes that they've made, they're a little bit of caution to the wind, who cares, and that can be quite dangerous, but I think Zalmi will get across the line.
Zalmi or Multan, Baz?
We'll have a party pooper, don't we? Somebody to upset everything. I think Multan will just pull something out of the bag and make it all more interesting.
Well, it's a bit like Bazard really, and how he is in the commentary box. He's the one that just upsets everyone a little bit.
Correct.
I'm not surprised he went that way.
Yeah.
All right, that was our expert prediction, guys. I'll tell you what, Multan Sultans, they've thrown absolutely everything at it, Lisa. A chance to look at some new youngsters for them with 7 changes.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bit like Islamabad United. When they were in the winning, they just kept changing as well. But like I mentioned earlier, I think it's a real opportunity for them to see their full squad list. You know, I'd hate if at the bottom of the table or, you know, down and you don't make the qualifiers and you haven't been able to have a look at all of your resources. You want to see what those type of players can do on this stage. It might be their first opportunity in the HBL PSL. So every chance that they can get out there would be really good.
All right, well, that's it from the pitch side studio. Ball one is coming up on the other side of this very short break. Baba versus Rizwan. Don't want to miss a second.